Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Troofalay episode. So, last time we were all here, we had a special guest. And honestly, that episode went crazy. So, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for that, because that was great. Shout out to Mike. Mike, you were awesome. Yeah, and we're back, boys. We're here.
We in here, man. We live, man.
And we live. You know, a little bit of a different setup, as you can see, if you noticed. But it's something new environment, kind of, sort of, you know. But we here, and we're live, and we're doing it. So, also, we just had a photo shoot. First photo shoot, Troofalay photo shoot. And it was a good one.
Yeah,
I can't even count that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That was like, no, you can't even call that a photo shoot. That was like the most like natural, just like you're doing this over there.
Yeah.
Take a couple of photos. Like he was snapping pictures, but I wouldn't, bro. We weren't there long enough, and we weren't like choreographing the shit enough for that to be qualified as a fucking photo shoot.
Basically, we had a guy with a nice camera that took nice pics of us, but to Juan's point, probably couldn't classify it as a photo shoot per se.
That went hard
because we didn't even really try, but it went crazy. Honestly,
came out great, man.
Yeah, shout out to Dave.
Yeah, for real. Dave Kling,
Brother man
everybody.
Dave.
Hit him up, man.
Hell
he takes
yeah.
good photos.
Hell yeah, bro.
And he's also in a kick-ass band called Hilltop.
Shout out Hilltop.
Yeah.
All right.
They've been doing their thing around the capital region for like the past 6 years.
For real.
Crafting their original songs, building up a fan base.
They got fans.
Yeah, look forward to an episode with some of those guys as special guests very soon.
Definitely, guys. Also, yeah, that's a good point. 2025 might have a nice lineup of guests. We're working on getting some nice content for y'all, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to bringing Mike back on, too, whenever he can.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
That was awesome, man.
A little reunion episode.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro. South Dakota.
Yeah, what a time.
I mean, bro, like, and that brings me back to the green screen effect. Like, when you really see some shit like that, like, you honestly, your mind just goes to, no, not real. Fake. I think that shit's hilarious.
You guys ever been to Bean Hill? Like south?
Oh, yeah.
South of Amsterdam? Yeah, that place was like the first place I've been to that was like, okay, this looks unreal. When I looked up in the sky, I saw the stars and shit.
Yeah, honestly, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, I just be wanting to travel, like, just go. But damn, my wallet says no every single fucking time. It just sucks, man. That shit's ass.
So,
Los Biles.
And see, senor?
No, like, what's been good with you guys since the last episode? Anything fun?
Mostly work, honestly. Working, and then just been exercising, going to the gym.
All right.
And then, you know, trying to craft that, because it's winter is slowly dying. It don't feel like it at all, but it's about to turn the corner.
It's fading away, and you know it is when you get out of work at night and it's not completely pitch black at like 6 p.m., which is nice.
Yeah, that was.
You know what I mean?
Like, it was crazy.
That's when I know spring's coming around the corner.
Yeah, for real.
Plus, the weather recently has been mad nice. Been
it has.
Like 40 degrees.
It was. Yeah.
A lot of melting ice.
Hell yeah.
It's been like crazy this winter around my area because like the melting and then refreezing turns everything into like a ice sheet.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much, bro.
I mean, it's ice skating rinks everywhere I go. I see them now, all the time.
Like, it'd be nice if it was just like a straight cold winter, but you know this year has been acting up. A lot of snow, a lot of slush, ice.
Yeah, honestly.
But
it's just been frigid. Like, in terms of the wind has been an asshole this year.
Yeah, that too.
Because it's just been like constantly blowing, and it just doesn't make anything better. Mm-hmm. I don't know how animals do this shit, bro.
I was thinking that. I saw a freaking little bunny just running. It was cold as shit outside. I was like, damn.
Cold as hell, bro.
Brick.
Like, what are you doing, bro? Animals are wild, bro.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of deer where I live, and I can't stand them because they be acting like they want to get hit by my car.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do to get them to move without, like, being extra. Like,
yeah.
what do I do to get this deer to move out of my way. I tried flashing my lights. I tried beeping my horn.
Yeah.
But they just kind of like stand there and like look like
they're like,
do I want to move or not? Like,
deer are funny how they look, bro.
They're really, I think, the dumbest animals I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not even gonna lie to you though. In their defense, I've been like, you ever just walk somewhere? I know it's been a while, but like, and a car is coming by, but you don't really notice it until it's close.
All right. Yeah.
So like you can't, even though they hear things very like well, they like hear a little crunch in the forest or something. True. You would think they could hear a loud ass car, but like from a distance you don't really hear that.
Yeah.
Because like, what is it to a deer? Is it just like a light with sound? Or is it like
is it just imagine what's going on?
Imagine
what light coming at them.
What does the deer hear when they hear a fucking semi coming at them at 70 miles an hour? Like, is it just like, I don't know how they process that. Like, what the fuck?
It's like situational too. Like, it's the luck of it. You got to understand, most of the time when you're on the highway, they're running out of the like wherever the trees are and shit.
Yeah.
And you're going however fast you're going, so they don't even know that that's even happening.
Right.
So it's just over at that moment.
It's just over, bro.
You guys seen the video of the deer? It gets hit by a semi and it goes flying like
oh my god,
200 feet.
That's fucked, bro. That's like, oh
bro,
my god.
I wish we had the TV in here. We could just like pull up shit like honestly, Joe Rogan podcast.
Literally.
Soon.
Yeah, soon coming. We'll get that. But man, I don't imagine if you could put yourself in the shoes of a deer for like a couple minutes.
And then like
I'd probably be dead.
You probably wouldn't be able to get out of those shoes, bro.
Yeah.
You'd be fried.
Like, what is a deer's thought process like?
Like they don't
they don't like sometimes I look at an animal and I'm like, is anything in there? Anything. Literally anything. Food. Like they just know how to do this, get their food, survive the next day. Like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not conversating about how their Wednesday went. You know, they're just there to live. Like that's it. You know
just pure instinct,
basic principles. Bro. Like that's it. Like this is why humans love to overcomplicate shit. Because if we were moving like animals, think about how much less shit we have to worry about. I don't give a fuck about what Sabrina did last Tuesday. I'm not gonna care. You know, I'm gonna try to find my next meal.
No, fuck that. You don't have time to care. Versus, I mean, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
Bears, you got a bunch of different mountain lions and other shit. Depending on what animal you are, you're fried. Like
you're fried.
It's survival. You don't. This ain't. Fuck your finances. Fuck what Jeremy said. I was ugly. That I'm a random. Right. I don't fucking know. There's stupid random shit.
For real, bro.
Bro,
you could die tomorrow.
We need to go back to times where we're like in the woods foraging for berries.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I always go back to the point where, like, just now have we been civilized? Like, as people, as humans in society, like, it's only been a couple hundreds of years to where we've been, like, somewhat, like...
Well, it's been a little longer, but, like, I see what you're saying. Like, the past 100 years...
Yeah.
Even less than that. We've been, like, probably the most civilized... Or at least it seems that way. You know what I mean?
Anytime before that, tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Like, bro, I couldn't imagine, like, shit like the bubonic plague and shit. Like,
oh, no.
How did that go on? Like, you know, it's funny because, like, on TikTok, they have, I don't know if you've seen those, like, AI things. Like, POV AI, where it'll have, like, your random peasant and, like, the Crusades or something, and then like AI will depict how it is.
I haven't seen that.
There's one about like the Titanic, and it's basically you sinking. But yeah, that shit is crazy. But in different times, in certain points of history, if you were alive, tough.
What do you do when you find yourself on the sinking Titanic, bro? Like, or you find yourself in the streets, and you're like a peasant. And you just, bro, gosh.
Think about it. We didn't even, or like, sometimes I think about shit like plumbing and like sewer drainage and shit. That wasn't always a thing at one point. Like people were really,
it's still
people
not a
were
thing.
really like shitting in holes and shit. Like
that still goes on in a lot of the world, unfortunately.
I mean,
like they don't even have toilets in some countries.
Yeah, bro. I mean, could you imagine? You just got.
Would you guys be able
to the outhouse? Like,
would you guys be able to shit in a hole?
Bro, here's the thing. If I got to shit, I got to shit, bro. I mean, it could be a hole. It could be, bro. Let me not go there, but let me no.
See,
that's tough. If you got to do that, like.
Oh, that's you don't want to think about that, but that's the reality for a lot of folks.
Bro, I think it was like, I don't know if don't quote me on this, but I saw something like, I think it was like Roman Spartan times. There were actual huts like with several just holes that people would just go to sit down and shit. So imagine you're going to sit down and shit, right? You enter in and then you're just shitting, and then one person comes in, another person comes in. Now there's 7 of you all shitting together, and then like you're just you're looking across and you make eye contact with someone while you're defecating. Like that is
like full
insane.
squat.
Like just, bro, these things really happen.
Spartan times. Wait, what? Hold on, you lost me because we went from shitting in holes to Spartan times to.
No, I meant like during those times. Like I don't know if it was specifically that point, but I know some point in history they had like huts and shit where it was like multiple. Think of it as multiple toilets in just like in a room like this, right? And then if that table had like 3 holes in it,
and I'm just looking across right in
then,
your eyes, like
you're just while you're trying to like what, bro? Like, oh my god! Imagine you just drop a Hiroshima. And like, I think it would get to the point where I'm just trying to breathe in the hut. Like, I'm just like, can I just get some oxygen? Like,
we're not gonna skip past the fact you just said drop a Hiroshima.
Oh, right. Yeah, my bad. I gotta keep it PG.
No, that shit was funny. I'm sorry.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's just
that was funny.
And the thing, I don't even know if there was water in those. I think it was just dirt. Like your shit would just land on dirt, and then.
Bro, what do you think the animals do, bro? That's how we had to get down.
Was growing all their crops on. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, while we're on this topic,
right?
What did they do for soap when they had to wash?
Bro, the plague literally started. Well, I don't even think soap was like. When did soap become a household item, first of all?
That's a great question.
Like, when...
I'm going to look that up.
Like...
Evidence has been found that ancient Babylonians understood soap making as early as 2800 BC.
2800. Now, the plague began, I think, somewhere in, like, the 1300s, if I'm correct. That might be wrong. I'm not too sure. But if soap was already...
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think of like...
How were...
I know for a fact that only royalty had soap. So like if you were like a prince, king, you had soap on deck. If you were a peasant, just water.
The crazy thing, I think I heard this on Joe Rogan's podcast, like, because they were talking about what we're talking about now, and they were talking about like royal houses and shit.
All right.
And then they were talking about how like in the movies there's this image of it's sparkly clean and everything, like, but when you read certain articles, it's the complete opposite. Like they're saying, I think people just back then were just been nasty. Humans were just gross. Like, because they were saying there was like literal like.
Facts.
Shit in corners, like it wasn't anything like mold, dust, and it was just a big palace. Like, could you imagine? What's the point of having a castle palace if you're just gonna defecate everywhere in it?
That's a wild thought, bro.
Like yeah. I
there was one time, bro. I went to a stall to use the bathroom.
Right.
And there was literally feces on the toilet seat, like smeared, and feces on the floor, like they had stepped in it. And I was like, I didn't even like feel like using the bathroom anymore. I just walked out of the establishment.
Yeah.
Like I'm good. You know what I mean? It's like when you see some shit and you're like, I don't want to eat. This was like,
it makes me wonder in the first place, how the fuck did you even, like, the toilet is like this. Mm-hmm. Are you just like, not even, like, are you just super thick and you just, I don't know, like, this is a genuine question. I'm just asking a genuine question because you know how many times I've seen what you're saying? And I'm genuinely wondering, like, yo, how did you not get it into the toilet? What the fuck is happening?
Super thick.
We need to understand. We need to break this down.
The physics, it just doesn't make sense because your hole, right? You're over here and the toilet is this.
Right.
So you sit on the damn toilet. How the fuck? Like, you got your ass crack in your hole right on the seat, not even in the hole? Like, what the fuck is happening?
I think, honestly, that's a good point, because people must just be moving around in the stall while they're shitting.
I don't
Because
understand
how does it get from the area you're supposed to shit in to anything outside that area?
You know what I'm thinking?
It makes no sense.
I'm going to just say it. I think they literally grabbed the dookie out the toilet. I think they grabbed the dookie out.
All right. And if we've reached a time where you're just grabbing dookies, we all need to have a serious talk. Like,
I can't even say it, but I'm dead serious, bro. I literally think these are evil people doing this.
It makes sense. Like, who's that much of a villain that's just throwing dookies all around the stall?
What, bro?
Like, who? I don't even know if crackheads do that, bro.
Oh, gosh. I don't even know if crackheads do that. Like, dude, we don't know what they do. That's the point.
Bro, you have to be level 10 villain to be like, to do shit like that, bro.
It's just like, call me crazy, but I think that's what they're doing. Because there's no way you miss that hard to where it goes on the seat and then on the floor. You got to be grabbing it and using that joint like a crayon.
Yo, if that's a sturdy turd. If you're doing that, that's a sturdy turd.
Bro, like, I can't see it as any other way. I'm sorry.
No, but I that's a good point. I have seen some horror scenes in
This is why I'm scared to use public restrooms, all right?
It's just like,
I can't do it. I'd rather wait to go home. I keep my, bathroom relatively clean. Honestly. Always keep baby wipes on deck. Make sure it's nice.
At least hand sanitizer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's funny because I think we all have a friend that's just like, it's very easy for them to go and use a public restroom.
Lucky them,
like,
man.
I mean,
I'm traumatized.
I think twice. Like, unless like, this is an emergency. Like, I need to get there within 30 seconds, then I'll use a public restroom. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's only if it's a number 2. If it's a number 1, fine.
Whatever, right.
Easy, right? But number 2 is like, you need to get it straight.
You got to get your shit together.
You got to get it together and be like, where am I? Understand your surroundings. Because if you're not in a good environment, no.
Bro,
negative.
There's even certain environments where I would not even eat. Like, I'll be like in a certain place. If it looks dirty, like I'm at a fast food place, and it looks dirty in there, I'm like, nah, not gonna do it.
No,
the hygiene is not there. What makes you think they're not touching your food with like some whack ass hands?
That's what I'm saying.
With their butt crack fingers.
Like bro, you see someone going like this.
Oh no, it's
run,
over.
Bro.
Oh my god,
run!
That is so
if the motherfucker
scary.
isn't smelling their hand like this or like this, and they go like this, you already know.
Bro, why do you have
where
to be
those fingers
a
were,
chef's
bro.
kiss under your nostrils? Like, right under is beyond me. Like, that is crazy if you're that type of person.
You gotta run, bro. If you see that, you gotta run.
Like, no, and
Run
that's
as fast
another
as you
thing.
can.
It's so scary, especially like after the pandemic. Like, you really do not know where somebody's hands have been.
Yeah,
like,
man, fuck.
Like, it's just
during
like,
the in general,
in
bro.
general
Motherfuckers
too,
don't wash
but like,
their hands.
It's just crazy. It's crazy. And till this day, you still see, like, if you're at a public restroom, you still see motherfuckers just get up out that stall and leave. And exit the premises with nothing. I need to at least see a baby wipe, something, hand sanitizer at least.
Like, bro, put him on a watch list. That guy's level 10 villain, bro.
They all need to get blacklisted. You leave the stall
without washing your hands, I'm watching you, bro.
That's crazy.
Straight up.
Have we not learned?
Clearly
like have we,
clearly not,
have
bro.
we not, like...
No.
That shit sounded genuine as hell. Another pandemic? Like...
But straight up. I don't know. Straight up, bro.
It's crazy. It's just...
Hygiene is very important, folks.
Bro, that's another thing. It's like when we're like showers. Like, what year was it when you could be in your household and take a shower that ass? And wash that ass properly? Because before that, like, it was just like literal people in tubs, but they all use the same water.
Ew.
Imagine.
Bro. Ew.
Like, imagine.
And you wonder why so many people died of the plague and shit. That's gross,
like,
man.
Imagine somebody washing their body, right? They got all the dirt off them, and then you're like, yeah, I'm next.
That's like double dipping.
Literally. Oh my god.
And you know water is like a host for bacteria and fungus.
Yeah. I mean, basically. Oh my god, bro.
That's incredible,
it's so
man.
Bad.
Like, the invention of the shower was like really a blessing, because I feel like just to stand under that water and like even just sit there under that hot water is just like therapy.
Yeah, like,
you know
look that up real quick. Like, when was the shower?
Bro, the shower's invented, but not everybody got access to it. But the motherfuckers motherfuckers do have access to it, but still be smelling like Funyuns. And I don't get it.
And you still don't wash your ass. Like, bro. Oh my god. It's crazy. Like, at my old job, do you know how many motherfuckers just smelled so bad? And these are grown ass men and women that are doing this.
Onions.
Like, I'm wondering if you are the type of person to shower like once a week.
I don't even want to wonder.
Like that. There's people out there like that. Like, it's just
like, listen, bro. You need to be showering daily.
You stink.
That's it,
bro. Like,
period. Okay. You know. Let me not get too deep into it. This says
shower.
Google says showers became popular in the United States in the 1920s.
1920s.
So, when was America founded? Like 1776?
Basically.
We were a country for about 150 years before the shower was really becoming popping like that.
Oh my god. So for 150 years, we smelled like ass on a daily basis.
Yeah, what about deodorant? That's important. Because you could shower, but you need that deodorant.
God.
You can still smell like Funyuns after having a, you know what I'm saying?
See, I truly believe, like, that certain people found out ways to get, like, flowers and, like, other smell good, like,
right. I think there were
oils.
I think there were really severely intelligent.
There was probably like a natural deodorant that we don't even know about. Like, you take like the peels of an orange or some weird shit like that.
I think it was like just straight like tribal native people in their lands that like
that knew
thought of that shit. Okay, this might sound bad, but literally Europeans were just starting germ warfare everywhere they landed.
When they first came, it was like,
I mean, think about it.
Wow.
When they first landed, bro, chickenpox wiped all natives out. Just all their. It wasn't even weaponry that took them out.
Germs.
It was germs.
Dirty motherfuckers bacteria. Took them out.
It was, bro. So do you know how bad? Do you know how bad you have to smell getting off a ship? So, you smell so bad that you are wiping out an entire population. I'm sorry, that sounds so bad, but like,
now here's what it really was. Here's what it really was. The germs. What they said was, I mean, honestly, yeah, you're right. Getting off a ship, the hygiene was not buzzing because it's 3 months, probably of a voyage.
Humid heat. If you're traveling in the summer, you're on a boat with like, I don't know how many people they packed in that boat. But, like, it was just not good conditions. I guarantee you, like...
On top of that, though, like, just germs that you have, like, coming from a whole different continent, the North American continent was not ready for European, microbiology.
Right.
Like, They say that, like, even today, like, you can go travel the world and just drink, like, the water supply that everybody's drinking and get sick off the rip because it's got shit that the people there are used to. But you're like, what is this thing? Like, your body's like, hell no.
Yeah, bro.
Like, so that was a factor, too.
That's tricky. But it's just, like, and the fact that, medicine wasn't even really... I'm sure there were certain things, but they were, like, barely any effective things. Like,
I was just gonna make the point though that it took that for like it takes certain shit happening for motherfuckers to adapt eventually.
Literally.
Like if that never happened, it would have happened later probably.
And I think I think that's a tough fact of evolution in itself.
And life.
That like certain things, as horrible as they may be, have to happen in order for like, I mean, you look at the birth of this country, right? Like, just in the form of it and everything, like, there was a lot of bloodshed we don't like to admit to, or we do, but certain stories are covered up, in a way where it's more, right. I mean, look at Disney, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they made a real life Pocahontas film,
it's not.
They ain't singing. I'll tell you that. They ain't singing to trees, raccoons, little bunnies. No. I mean, it's...
Straight up.
Shots are being fired.
Mm-hmm.
That's
why, bro, I ultimately am grateful that we live in the time that we do, because it really is probably the best. Even though it may feel like at times like there's a lot of people like, oh, man, the world's so messed up right now, and it's easy to get down and depressed. Like, nah, we're good.
We're literally... And I'll say this to y'all, like, we are literally in the golden age to be alive, okay? Like, if you put your mind to something, you can do it completely. There is not a better time to genuinely be alive. If you have a Wi-Fi connection, you could change your entire life. Like, seriously. You could get rich off it.
If you want to fly, you can fly.
You can fly.
Jump off the roof. You will take flight.
Spread your wings.
You guys remember that from Key and Peele?
No.
Key and Peele.
That was funny.
That was a classic show, too.
We're going to turn that last clip into a motivational, like, montage.
Yeah, right. Honestly. But, I mean, there's not a better time, man. Like, it's just, like, with the power of the internet, as fucked up as it is, there's still a lot of benefits you can get from it.
Yeah, man. You just got to know how to take advantage.
You just got to know how to, take advantage, access, get around the right people, bro. That's, like, one of the essential keys. Right, you start surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, it's over. Mm-hmm. And if you guys all have an objective, it's wraps. You can make anything out of anything, to be honest.
To end this point, though, do it being your goddamn self, because motherfuckers like to do shit and be unoriginal, and they feel like they gotta play a character. You don't always have to do that. You could just sit there and be you. Most times. Unless you're just super boring, I guess.
If you're boring, I don't know what to tell you. But, yeah, man. Just be yourself. Because, like, okay, like, how many other podcasts are out there that are just, like, drama-filled? Or, like, you see, like, I've seen so many reels of, like, podcasts where, like, fights start or, like, going off
like
and
their
shit.
Content
like,
is based off, like, they get a lot of views.
Yeah, based off drama. And I'm just, like... What happened to like a good conversation? Like I don't know. Like maybe I'm an old head in that way, but it's like not everything has to be a I get it, right? Because it's like it sells. I can't lie and say that it doesn't wrap up views of a fight popping off. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but it's
sometimes
like,
though. That's why they should be whack as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like you should just like. No, I never wanted to like do this with that idea behind my head, because I'm like, then it's not genuine, it's not real, it's not like nobody can focus and tune in and be like, you know what, that's relatable to me too, like right.
Even though we just spent like 20 minutes talking about dookies and stuff,
but
we usually don't do that. Tonight we were in a funny mood.
Like if you're watching this right now, when have you ever heard that conversation take place? That's something new to your life we just added. So,
but that's the type of stuff that the three of us be on. Like we just like we literally talk about anything. We get going. Like it's hard to stop, honestly. Like I really,
it's just like
that conversation was wild.
Spazzed about a dookie,
bro.
But it's fuck, bro. Like that's why I love history though, because like humans are the best species to learn from, and that we sometimes genuinely never learn from our mistakes. Every war that breaks out always has the core principles: greed, power, money, this, that. And you look at the timeline and it's all the same. It's the same shit over and over and over again.
You know what's crazy too?
It's wild.
It's like as men, we've always been the ones to step up in times of war to like just be cannon fodder, like and just go put our bodies on the line. Like, and I get why that is. Like, literally, we are physically stronger.
Yeah, we're the most physically in tune to be that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you got to think about this. Before the tampon, women could not do a lot of things. Like, they literally were out of commission until their period was over. And then the tampon got invented. It was like, yo, like, we can do more shit.
I'm in full effect.
That's crazy to think about. But, like,
it is.
I bet a lot of girls don't think about, like, a time before that. You know what I mean? Like, that's all they've known.
Well, I think... I don't know. Like, I don't want to get too touchy, like, with one, but it's like, I think we live in a time where, like, women are allowed to be, I mean, women have always been women, but, like, now it's at a time where it's, like, it's never been more thriving, I guess, to be a woman in terms of what you can actually do.
Women have never been more free.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in terms of that, like, there's no chains on at all.
Right.
If they wanted, they could be as rich as the highest billionaire out there right now.
Yep.
You go back 100 years ago, bro, that wasn't even a thought process. So it just goes to show, like, we are genuinely in the best time to be alive. And like, we can only hope that it gets better from here and that we don't go into complete shit.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you got to keep them hopes high.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, while you're here, do something. Yeah. Like, do something. Like, I don't care whatever your lane is. There's people who made $1 million off socks, who made $1 million off selling shoes, who made $1 million off, bro, you can make $1 million off of rocks.
And let me say this. It ain't always about just making $1 million either. You know, you can live a completely just like average life. And that's okay. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
As long as you know that that's what you want to do and you commit to that shit and stay true to yourself, like,
I think
that's cool. But we need everybody to be on their own shit, contributing to society in their own ways. Like, not everybody's gonna be a millionaire. You know what I mean?
And it's like, and I was saying that in terms of like, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Like, it's whatever.
Right.
And I think what people need to realize, like, and I think we talked about this before, like, especially in America, we have this ideal image of like, oh, I have to make this amount, I have to make this amount, if I don't get this, I won't get that girl, if I don't drive in this, I won't have blah blah blah. But it's like, fuck all that noise, because you as your individual self, you have to understand and define what success and wealth means to you, right? Because I think everybody is going to have a different definition of what that is. You know what I'm saying? If I ask you, it might be like, I just want a simple family and a nice farm. Right. That's my definition of success and wealth. If I ask Juan, he's like, I want 100 million in my bank account before I die. That's right. But that's still okay. Right. Because you're still two different people, but with different definitions of what your core happiness is to you. And I think that's what people
values.
are like.
Like, people's values are different based off of, and that's a good point. It's like your environment, but usually I'd say like mine come from me being around like my parents, specifically my mom. Like, you don't come from nothing to begin with. Your values are based off of mostly like moralistic things. Yeah. Or just in general.
Like, your family's like Christian?
Yeah. So it's just like, to me, that's what matters. But besides that, it's like, what's your purpose? And like for me, it's like, what am I good at? How do I execute those things and use that to like its fullest potential to become whatever it is?
Yeah.
Right. But knowing I'm going off of things that I'm good at. Motherfuckers just be going into stuff like people make music out of nowhere, not even for the love of music. It's just, I think I could just make a bag, I sound and that's where you fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, and
they go into it with the wrong mindset.
Yeah, and that's where you have to, and I think that's where you have to have the most honest conversation with yourself, right? Like you have to find your why. Like if you don't have that, then you're just willy-nilly with this, and that you're just adding added stress if it's not something you're genuinely willing to sacrifice for. And I think people get that type of shit mixed up in their head all the damn time, because you see them doing crazy stuff where it's like, but why? Like if I ask you why are you doing it and you can't fully explain to me with like pure passion or in detail, then there's no truth to that.
Right.
There's no truth to that.
Motherfuckers just be doing shit to do it.
It's just hollow. It's
other
just
people and other shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're just doing it to, and it just sucks how we also live in a time where people do things for the validation of others and not for themselves. And I think that's really sad, because then it only spirals down from there in terms of anxiety of, I'm more self-conscious of, is my self-worth up there, is it this and that? And it's like, no, you don't need to. If you do something right and it's true to who you are, bro, go fucking do it. Fuck what anybody else says. I don't give a fuck. If you found your lane, I don't care if it's John Deere racing, I don't care if it's bunny hunting, some crazy shit. If you're the best at it, keep doing it, bro, because that's your truth. That's what it is, But I think people, it sucks because it really does feel like we just live in a time where it's like other people's opinion matter more than yours.
Well,
or
that's
in
what,
your
like,
head, it's like
that's the thing about social media. Like everybody's opinion is so easily accessible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like, what else are you supposed to do when you're confronted with everybody else's life? You see them where they appear to be at a point where you think you want to be at, and you're like, oh wow, I wish I had what they had. I wish I had that many followers. Social media makes it hard to draw back from that and be like, nah, I'm doing good compared to where I was at 5 years ago.
Like, I think we've lost the idea of applauding ourselves and giving ourselves grace for even trying. Like, I don't think people do that anymore. Like, I can fuck up, right? And I can be like, I could bum myself out, be like, damn, I could do this. Or I could switch the perspective and be like, you know what? The fact that I even went in there and tried it took some balls.
Hell yeah.
Like, let me applaud myself for that.
Yep.
Hold on, because if no one else is going to do it, I got to do it for myself.
Yep.
And it's just like, I think we lose the mentality of that all the fucking time, because you're right, we live in a social media world. And I think when we dumb it down, it's, right, like, I think it goes down to text, right? Like, if we're saying, like, okay, I hate you, right? Out in just speaking terms, right? That those are words just in the air, right? And it might hurt you, right? I understand.
Yeah.
But then it's almost 10 times worse when you get a message that says, I hate you, period. Like, I feel like it's more shocking.
Wait, just because of the period you're saying?
No, it just like in terms of text. Like we live in a world, like if I randomly hit you up and saying like that example, like I hate you, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? And it's be like, I don't know. And then if I say it in real life, it's something where it's more like, I don't know. I think words make things more permanent in people's heads.
Like reading them?
That and like context and tone and shit. You
can't,
you don't get that through.
You get it? You know what I'm saying?
Some people, he's right, because I see certain people will be agreeing with a certain post or some other shit, and be like backing it or something.
Right.
And then someone will come in and argue misunderstanding what they're saying.
Right.
So it's like their misinterpretation of things, but also the fact that, you know, how he said, when you're writing things down, you can't really get tone or anything through that. It's just kind of that.
Right.
Right.
Like if you're talking to a girl, right, and she says, "Oh my God, I hate you," right, and she kind of, because she's just mad at you for a second, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if she texts it to you, "I hate you," but you didn't see the body language or the little smile at the end, then it hits you in a whole other. You're like,
I see what you're saying.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it goes down to like words being printed out. Like once they're written out in text, it's like almost 10 times more permanent to like a human's brain.
Yeah.
And in that way. And that's how I see it, because I think it's like...
No, you're totally right.
Like,
I don't know why it took me so long to understand what you were trying to say.
Yeah, like I guess just,
I get it.
Like
yeah.
words have an impact in terms of like when they're texted out, it's like, okay. And if you're somebody who isn't as strong emotionally, like that'll hit you like 10 times harder. Mm-hmm. You know, because when you don't have a lack of body language or this or that, you know, I mean, now we have emojis and shit, so you could kind of get a little sense of it more, but
yeah,
it's still tricky with certain conversations and topics and stuff like that.
I make sure to use emojis a lot just so I can get my point
so
across.
You get and so that they understand the attitude and context of the text.
Yeah.
And that they're not lost in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think motherfuckers just need to stop being defensive.
and sensitive.
True.
Also. Like, we also live in a very sensitive time.
You know what I wish? I wish people like called on the phone more instead of texting.
Yeah, you know.
Like I like talking on the phone more than texting at this point, because like I like using my voice and
it's quick.
All that comes with it, and it's very quick.
You don't have to like.
It's great
when you call. Like you really don't have to. And if they pick up, you don't have to wait for a response time.
Right.
Like I could text somebody and just send this and hope it's a quick text, but 45 minutes later, then I get a response.
I hate that.
You know like the all day. Because I'm afraid of I get the social anxiety of getting on a call.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's the definition of the time we're in. Like we suffer so much through social media and shit. Like we have anxiety about calling a friend up.
Mm-hmm. That's what's crazy.
That's insane to me. Like I have to think twice about calling somebody I haven't talked to in a minute, but I know they're my friend. But I'm in my head overthinking way too much. So I think I just send a text because it feels more comfortable to me. Mm-hmm. When it shouldn't,
that's funny, man.
It shouldn't really be that way, you know what I'm saying? But
like people really used to have landlines in their houses, like
that's what I'm saying.
And like imagine being a teenager, like with your friend on the phone for hours and your mom yelling at you to get off. Like that's what reality was not too long ago. Yeah. But now everybody's just like,
yeah, bro,
like just texting away.
It's crazy, man. Like, and that's another thing. Like our heads are always down, like, and it's funny because I think it translates to like. Almost mentally too, like when you're always on your phone, your head is always down, and it's like I don't know if there's like that's probably too much of a topic, but I was gonna say how like if your heads are always down, like does your mind just subconsciously think of like always being down also? Like I don't know, that was probably too much, but
nah.
No, I think what it does, no. Too much, yeah. What it is the things that you feed your own mind are what you become.
Yeah, true.
That's and it not even to sound like manifesting is but it is true in the sense of your thoughts play a big part in the way you end up feeling, and you have complete control of your thoughts no matter how much you think you don't.
Right.
And the more you just kind of, ignore the negatives and feed the positives and be real with yourself. Yeah. You'll see shit start to happen. Yeah. Especially like with confidence. It comes with confidence and shit too.
Oh, confidence.
You get what I'm saying?
Even if that's true, even if you are in a bad situation, like shit's going bad, you could still find it in yourself to be like, okay, I'm going to think better to get out of this situation. And you'll find that, you start making baby steps. Yeah.
Obviously, you can't control the way you initially feel, but it's like get through the feeling and understand like it will be better. Like
yeah. But you can control the steps you take to get out of that situation.
Yep.
That's what you can control. So if you keep focusing on the things you can't control, you're never gonna get anywhere. If you focus on the things you can control and be like, okay, what are the steps I can take to get to this goal or that goal, then things become a little bit like, if you just dumb it down in your brain, it helps in the long run.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
for sure.
With forming Troofalay, we were like, okay, what are the steps to first even get a podcast set up? Mm-hmm. Okay, we need to get this mic, this arm, this lighting set up, and then you just go checklist by checklist by checklist. You just dumb it down logically. But some people get an idea and then
don't do anything about it.
And then it gets over complex in their head to too much to where they're like, let me just throw it out. Never mind.
It's always just a thought and never an action.
You know
when
it
becomes an action, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So when you're stuck with them negative ass thoughts, that not to go back to that, my bad, but like you have to like literally understand that everything, not everything, I don't know why I said that word, but just shit in general is going to attack that mental that you have. Not everybody thinks the same as you do, but it's dancing around all that and still maintaining the core,
right?
And just pushing it out. Like this is us just meeting up and being like ourselves in front of a damn camera,
right?
And the thing about it is like how you're saying, the action is what is making things. You're starting to see results because you're doing something.
You're doing something, and that's why. That's why action and words are two completely different worlds. Mm-hmm. Like I can talk about something for 7 years straight, but it takes the next day for me to wake up, go out there, and do an action that's gonna make it a reality.
Right.
I mean, it's so there's miles between.
You know what's funny is like I'm pretty sure. Just like every other group of friends, we've always talked about doing like a podcast.
I was tired of it just being an idea.
Yeah.
I was tired of it being an idea, and then I remember talking to you guys that night and being like, okay, like, let's get serious with something. Like, let's really see what we can do. And then 7-8 months later, look at where we're at.
Here we are, man.
Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just... You know, sometimes it's patience, it's time, it's, you know, baby steps of action throughout time. Like, that's what it is.
And honestly, like, we're getting to a point where I'm driving down here from my house, like whenever we do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, smiling from ear to ear. I'm like, damn, like this is it's a great excuse to link with you guys.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And second of all, it's like, you know, we get to kind of make something that people can enjoy. And that's at the core of it, that's all it is. Like anything else is just bonus. You know what I mean? Like
basically. Like it's just genuinely wanting to give like a big goal I had behind it, or a big principle of it was like, I just want to do something that's going to give value out to the world. Like I view it as if I die tomorrow, what's going to be left in my resume of life? You know what I'm saying? Like I look at it through that lens, and I'm like, I want to do more and more and more. I want to have a packed resume where I'm like, okay, if I, God forbid, if I just leave the earth tomorrow, I'm like, oh, I did something with my life. In some way, in some fashion, in some form, I executed a game plan.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's one of the core principles as to why. You know, and if other people want to come in, tune into us, the fact that there's even people tuning into us, like, mind blowing. I was just a kid from a small town, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I never thought like it would be something, but you know, we live in a time where you can easily turn thoughts into reality. So
yeah, man, ain't no excuses, man.
That ass, man. That's why when I meet somebody that's just on some excuse ass timing, I'm like, wow, you have
cocotazo.
Wow, you like, bro. It just it kind of F's with my brain and that, like, so you can do this, this, and that, pay for this, and that, but not want to invest into a stock, not want to do something for your future self, not want to dun, right? Like, it just sucks to see people waste their lives away on things that aren't going to benefit their life in any way, form, fashion, or whatever.
While it may be like disappointing to find people that you know in situations like that, or like people that you knew back in the day in situations where they're like, oh man, like I used to be this, or like I was gonna do this, but it's like at the same time, the toughest thing in situations like that is actually navigating how to really just like be a human with that person. True. And just understand everything going on in their brain. Because like, yeah, like of course we want people to be doing shit and be on their shit, like on the road to whatever their version of success is. But it's like at the same time, it's like it's tough for people. It's tough
because like, and then maybe I was talking out my ass a little bit because I know everybody has different life situations, right? And a lot of things are easier said than done. Mm-hmm. But
it's a double-sided coin.
It's a double-sided coin in that, like, I just want you to reach your potential in any way, whatever lane that is. Like, just you only live once. So let it be, let the thing you're doing rise to your potential, right? Just be effective in some way, fashion.
Do your best. That's it.
I understand. Some people come from straight slums and things are easier said than done. And, you know, it's hard. But, like, if you truly believe in yourself and once that belief becomes, like, full-on action, you have all the strength to just go out and execute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's something I believe in heavy, you know? So, but it's just, yeah, it sucks because it's like, I want better for you, but I can't be the one to do better for you. It has to come from you. Like, there's no other way. You're when you go to sleep, it's just you. Mm-hmm. So no one else is gonna, you know.
I think a good point to make is not everybody has a good support system that is gonna always back everything they want to do, because it's like, think about having a bad mentality and then on top of that having people who aren't with what you want to do with yourself, right, or whatever the case is.
And that's like, that goes back to like kind of the point I was trying to make, was that like yeah, everybody has different circumstances. So at the end of the day, just make the best with what you got. You know what I mean? If I see that you got more resources and you're not using them, I'm gonna be like, yo, like, I'm gonna think to myself, like, damn, like, why isn't he doing more? If I see somebody with very little resources and support and they're not doing too good, I'm like, all right, like, I get it. You
understand that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's literally, it is different for everybody.
It is different.
Everybody's in a different bag.
I mean, you know, that's why I'm like, I can never be an ungrateful individual, because I am beyond blessed and beyond privileged. And I'm not just saying that because there's a camera right there, but genuinely, like, I'm beyond blessed and privileged to even be in the position I am, because I've seen so much worse. I could be a grown man, like, fiending for food out of a dumpster right now.
Yo, that's real.
Honestly. Like, God forbid, but I've seen it with my own eyes, that happening. And I'm just like, wow. The fact that I'm the age I'm at, the fact that I'm even alive, breathing, able to do this, beyond me. Like, it's just sometimes it literally kind of feels like life is a dream, and that, like, I go to sleep and, like, I'll, like, you know how Squidward is the meme where he's just like, his eyes just open like that?
Yeah.
Like, I literally have moments where I'm like, oh my God, we actually have a podcast.
Like yeah, like, doing shit.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, holy shit. Like,
and it's fun
real
too,
life,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's fun, man. It gets down like that.
Yeah, for real. Honestly. But yeah, not everybody has the same, and not everybody's gonna, you know, it's funny because my dad always told me, he was like, you cannot, as much as you want to be a hero, you cannot save everybody. Like, you can't save everyone.
It's classic.
Like, when I was younger, I was like, what? That shit don't make sense.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Right,
Don't save her.
But as you grow older, you're like, okay, I understand.
You start seeing other people value different shit, and they'll, bro, this is the thing about shit like that. A motherfucker will put their expectations and values onto you and never ever fully see or accept the fact that you are you and accept that. Right. It's just, this is what I want out of life, and that's cool and all, but like that, I don't know, my brain, I can't wrap my head around how, I guess I could. It's like, there's different reasons, like lustful reasons, you might just want, a come up or whatever the fuck certain cases are, but I'm basically just trying to say, like, this should be fishy. This should just be real fishy, because a motherfucker, you will never know nowadays. You will never motherfucking know. Yeah. That's why, honestly, I appreciate the shit out of this, because it's like, who the fuck are we? And then on top of that, we understand, like, nigga, I'm not your friend because you got $1 million bills, or Marcus is finna take me to the moon. Oh my god, we out of here, dog.
Right. No, we all came from it together, really, like from similar background in this town, and it'd be great to make something out of this that is like, to where we can like make it a full-time thing where we're all investing those hours and getting rewarded for it. You know what I mean? But we'll see if that day comes, and
you know what I'm saying?
I'm confident that we can do it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
we're here. We already got a little bit of traction, and I'm grateful to everybody watching. Obviously,
deadass.
This is like a dream come true to even just be here, and
facts. Yeah, it's wild, man, and like
we took the first steps.
Yeah, honestly.
Now we just gotta keep walking, man.
Yeah, just gotta stay on course, stay on the path. That's it.
Walk that walk.
For real, bro. But other than that, what's up with airplanes? Bro, there have been 85 to 95 airplane incidents since the start of January of this year.
In the U.S.?
What's going on? Like, I think it was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, where like there is an Albany flight and these people were on the flight for an 8-hour shift. And I don't think they got food, water, or even any announcement. Like, they were just there. And I'm like, what is going on?
Wait a minute. Rewind. So they were there for 8 hours.
Reportedly, yes. Like 8 hours.
The passengers were waiting in the plane?
They were in the plane. I think they didn't even go off the runway. I don't know if they were landing or about to fly off, but they were at the plane for 8 total hours.
No way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it makes no sense.
I'd have a panic attack, bro.
It makes no sense.
There's no way that actually happened.
It's crazy. And then all the other incidents that have already happened. I mean, the shit we talked about on the other episode with the whole Black Hawk crashing into a commercial airline.
Bro,
when has that ever happened?
Did you guys hear about the one where he's there's literally a video of a pilot and he's announcing to all the passengers, he's like, yo, so they just told me that the oil filter isn't up to snuff or something like that. He's like, so this bird's not going in the air. He's like, I'm not feeling it. And he may have just saved all those people's lives. Like, yeah, that's what we need more of, bro.
Honestly, I'm listening.
Like, yeah, we can do it anyway.
Yeah, we could like let it slide.
Let's kill everybody.
Like,
I'm listening to the pilot. I'm not driving this motherfucker. I'm listening to the pilot. Like, if he's the professional, I'm gonna let him do his profession. Like,
salute to that guy, bro.
Yeah, because
he's literally said, "I'm not feeling it." Like verbatim,
don't look right? Like. And then imagine if he did, and God forbid the plane actually crashed and lost, all those lives. Like,
it would have been another one.
I don't know if I could handle another headline.
The statistics are not looking good for planes,
bro.
Right now.
And we are still in February.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We have months to go.
We can get it together.
I hope. Like,
you know what it is?
Jesus,
let us know, bro.
It's them UFOs he was talking about that was in Jersey.
It's the Jersey drones. Nah, but like
there's something going on in the skies where they're fucking with the radaring of the planes and
Jersey is crazy, dog. Blah. I don't know.
Bro, I can't look to
the
the sky too long because I start theorizing and like, you know me, I'd be like, sketchy. Yeah. Nah, man.
If there's anyone watching from Jersey, please let us know if like if you see shit. Like, bro, I was on a New Jersey Turnpike and I'm seeing shit, bro. Like I'm seeing shit come in and out. Like I'm seeing, like I think saw a couple shooting stars. I hope to God they were shooting stars and not anything else. But that shit was weird, bro. I don't know.
No, because even though you could look up and see some shooting star shit and it could have been something like that. Mm-hmm. If you saw multiple and it was like, yo, this is happening too much. Like you don't see shooting stars.
I don't see that all. Like that's what I'm saying. I would recognize if I see something often, right? Yeah. Like your brain would just tell you, but if you start seeing random flashes out the corner of your eye, you're like, okay, all right, something is up here.
Yeah, man.
And it happened like 5-6 times, bro. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, and then once I'm on the New York State Thruway, silence. Skies are silent.
That's crazy, man.
I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping out. I sound like a conspiracy theorist. I don't know, but it's crazy, bro.
What is this I'm hearing about this asteroid, bro? You guys heard about that?
Oh, the asteroid.
So apparently there's an asteroid that would, like, every passing week that goes by, the chances of it hitting Earth, like, increase.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did hear about that. But the thing is, there are always asteroids.
Right, how many times we've heard this? I'm not going to sit here to put it. Yes. Well, maybe not like straight up asteroid that'll destroy the Earth.
But there are rocks flying.
All right, to be fair,
in our orbit, like
you don't remember hearing like even through high school, it's on path to collide with the Earth, and it misses it every time.
I don't remember that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
In this case, they say it's gonna hit in 2032, and it's potentially big enough to wipe out a city.
Okay, so right, and like honestly, with space, is something like we already don't have enough information on as much as we'd like to know. Like that asteroid could blow up into a whole bunch of other rocks before it even hits here, or have a mass collision with another asteroid storm. The fact that there are asteroid storms out there, like just rocks floating in like colonies just in space, is wicked. We haven't even covered space on here, bro.
What like an asteroid?
It's like a chunk of
a planet
of minerals. Like yeah.
So there are floating foreign rocks out there.
It's just rocks from like explosions and stuff,
or like
maybe from the Big Bang, or
that have been like. I wonder if those rocks are like ancient, like in terms of like.
Well, they definitely are.
Is there a rock out there that's just floating, like asteroid and shit, like that's just been there since? Oh God, that's a lot.
Imagine how old that asteroid is, bro. That's a funny thought. Like,
I mean, think about it. If it's going the trajectory it's going at the speed it's going, that means like I couldn't even wrap my head around how big. Space, like this might really be an infinite thing.
Space?
In terms of like, if it's going that fast, right? And it's taking a decade to reach us, or like more. I mean, that's just insane to me.
Like you don't think
that's
about it.
That's insane to me. Like because when the thing with space is like it's almost like the ocean. The more you think about it, the more it freaks you out.
I was gonna make a point. Like if you look at the ocean, it's like it looks never ending depending on where you are.
Yeah.
So imagine space, like
bro, imagine.
Bro, it's like, bro.
Oh my gosh!
I can imagine for millions of miles.
Bro, imagine like pitch black.
All the 7 seas combined into one huge thing, and then space is like. Get the fuck out of here.
Triple, quadruple that.
The more. 7 seas is the pebble that space just kicks.
Right, bro.
Like
the 7 seas is like the drop in the ocean that is space. Like it's not even doesn't even compare, bro.
Bro, the fact that there's different clusters of galaxies within space. Are you shitting me? So you're telling me we have our solar system, and then there's potentially a billion other ones?
Potentially every star you see in the night sky is another solar system. with its own planets.
There's a quote that says,
and there aren't any aliens or any other life form.
That's what I was gonna say. There's a quote that says, whether we are the only life forms in the universe or we are not, both ideas are equally terrifying. Because imagine how it's like almost disappointing if humans and like the animals we have are the only life in the entire universe.
I disagree. I'll tell you why. Because that means we're special, bro.
I guess so.
And that means I
guess so. Okay.
I mean, all life is special. Okay, let's just let me say that, right?
Yes, true. Yes.
But if there's aliens out there and they try to step to us on some like combat stuff,
right?
What are we gonna do?
That's what I'm saying.
We're fucked.
If they have the technology, first off, if they have the technology to travel to our planet, they have to have the technology to just like wipe us out.
What are we gonna do?
There's no way. If aliens pull up in a spaceship, but they come out with sticks and rocks, what sense does that make?
Well, it's not going to happen. They're definitely going to come with vaporizers.
Beam lasers. They're going to have some...
They're going to have the plumbus.
Right. Or some shit we don't even know. Like, we might just see a light and be like, what's that? And then be obliterated.
Be some Rick and Morty shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that shit is just... The more you wrap your head around it... And then black holes... Something that can trap light.
What are we talking about with black holes, man? Like, I don't
look up the definition of black hole. Like, what is a black hole? Because I watched Interstellar, right? Great movie, by the way. But like that's where I learned like black holes like literally are able to trap light.
That's
first off.
How do you do that?
What are you even to trap light? Like, what does that? How does that work?
It's just gravity, right?
At like an infinite strength.
Okay, here we go. Black holes are regions in space where an enormous amount of mass is packed into a tiny volume. This creates a gravitational pull so strong that not even light can escape.
Bro, so you're telling me this is something, a hole, and it has such a pull that it's literally trapping light. I couldn't even picture seeing like this light being absorbed through something.
That's crazy, bro.
Do you know how
spaghettification?
Like, we can only imagine what that would do to like physical matter that enters.
Right. Like, okay, if a human
black hole.
Let's say a human's floating through Earth and then just so happens to get into a black hole's orbit. Like, you don't automatically, like, do you?
Everything
how do I
just
say
gets sucked off your
like,
body.
Like, you're just done.
Or do you get absorbed like the light? Or do you explode on impact?
Like you implode. Like you suck into yourself. Hey, yo. And like you just like.
Right. Like.
That sounded crazy.
It's crazy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you get into a black hole's orbit, do you just explode on impact? Or like the way I'm seeing
I guess we should
like
type it in.
You get absorbed through something. Like, if the pull is that great, well, one, if you're floating in space, you're already dead.
What would happen if you got sucked into a black hole? If you fell into a black hole, you would be stretched into a long, thin shape in a process called spaghettification.
I said that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that that's what it would look like.
That's crazy.
We can only theorize, though, because we can't get close enough to one to study it to where we're, like, confident in what it does.
Bro, it's just... Yeah, space is
that's
wicked.
Crazy,
I mean,
man.
that's crazy that's a topic.
Okay, so now my next question would be then, how would they even know that is true? You're telling me they were just sitting at a distance of a black hole observing this and they've seen it happen? So
like, it looks like the light's getting sucked in there. Like, bullshit.
Or just even spaghettification. How do you know that would happen to something?
Right.
I don't know.
Like,
look at the same way y'all want to be about religion. How do you know? Let me see a video of somebody getting sucked into a black hole, huh?
Word,
Not for real though. Like,
yeah, like
I can't trust it, bro. I can't trust just what scientists say, even though they've been studying and stuff and they got like degrees and stuff like that. But it's like, how am I supposed to be confident that a black hole is gonna turn me into spaghetti?
Did you see it?
I gotta try it for myself.
If you imagine if we were able to see like through a really like NASA telescope, like what's the telescope they have?
The Hubble?
Right. So we were able to see through that, and then we see these real life figures of like just galaxies or whatever. That shit is wicked. I don't know what's in there.
I'm dumb as shit because I mean maybe not a black hole, but they do have like strong ass telescopes where you can like people see other like shit from a crazy distance out in space. But like,
yeah,
dude, I'm about to blow you guys' mind. Think about this concept, right? So you know how like light takes time to travel.
Mm-hmm.
So there is an idea. Well, it's not even an idea. It's true. Like if you're looking at a star that's 500 light years away, that technically means that it would take you 500 years traveling at the speed of light to get to that star.
Yeah.
So, okay, stick with me. If that star were to explode, if you were to watch that star explode right in front of you in the sky, what it means is that actually happened 500 years ago.
Yeah. So the light we're seeing from the stars we see in the sky now could possibly be from a dead star.
Exactly.
Like eons ago.
We're looking at the past. Space is so big that when we look into it, we're looking literally into the past.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why in like I think I learned in Earth science it was like I think isn't it where like if a star has a redder like pigmentation to it, that means it's either closer or farther away.
No, I think it's like heat or something it has to do with.
Or yeah, something like that. Like
it burns hotter or colder.
Right, yeah. But that's a good point. I completely forgot about that. That is a true fact.
So if you think about it,
it's just the past. Like the light you are seeing is delayed from like 500 years ago.
It's like a hologram, bro. It's crazy. And if you think about it, like think about somebody who died like 50 years ago. If someone was on a planet 50 light years away with a telescope that could see the Earth, they would be dead to us still, that person, but they would be looking at that person theoretically. Yeah. Walking around doing stuff. That means that like every action that we do is being projected in the form of light and literally emanating throughout eternity forever. Like that's every moment is eternal in a way.
This is a simulation.
Bro, do you understand that? Like in theory,
it's really
every moment is infinite. Like infinitely captured, like as if everything's being like recorded.
Yeah. In its own way.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because, I mean, what a soul / like your, you know, your energy, in general, that has to, I mean, it all must align in some way. Like,
right.
If you believe in something like that, it made me think instantly when you said light. Like, when people say soul, it could also be looked at as like a source of energy or a light.
And that's the thing where I think that's the thing where like science and like maybe spiritual religious views always go to battle. Because like I don't know, you could say the theory you just said, but if you ask a hardcore Christian, they could be like, that's the light from Jesus. Like
well, no, here's the thing.
Rain. Like that's
science and like religion don't always contradict each other.
Right, because like
if you think about it, bro, in Genesis, it literally says like God said, "Let there be light." What does that sound like? The proposed Big Bang Theory, right? Even though I don't know if they're still rocking with the Big Bang Theory and like big science.
Maybe.
But like
yeah. I mean, no, that's a good
crazy.
Point. It's just
they taught us that in school.
I mean, the thing with here's why I mean, yes, I am religious in some fashion, some way. Do I go to church? No. But
doesn't matter.
I believe in a higher spirit my own way, and I think that's what matters. But the thing with science is that what I always loved about science is that it's pure evidence-based, meaning that is a solid fact.
Yeah.
That is proven solid. The thing with religion is like, right? Like it's so different. Like it's like if Jesus came down from the heaven's gates in 1812, all right, and there was depictions of it and everything, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm.
You'd believe that then, like.
No, I'm saying I put all my faith towards it without question.
Just because
without
of just because of that, because it'd be like 1812.
But I'm saying like those are the difference between like science and religion. Like science is just pure evidence based. I know that's for a fact. I have no doubt, no anything in my mind that's like, you know, I know that's fact. But then with religion, and I understand it depends on how strong your faith may be and your belief, but is it fact? Is what I'm trying to get at. You know,
let me ask you this. I understand your point, but can you really prove anything 100%? Can you prove that I'm not just a dream that you're having?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, at the end of the day, we really don't know shit. Even with our science and stuff, you know, even being a scientist requires faith to some degree.
Right. That's a good point because, like, what if aliens do come and then they teach us a whole new education on things that, like, we couldn't even possibly fathom?
Like, what if we were told that we were programmed in a super advanced computer, like Matrix style?
Like, what if we're already, like, the ultimate AI?
That's what I'm scared of.
Like,
because let me tell you something. When I see these AI videos online, like, where, like, they start off normal and then they, like, turn into, like, weird videos, that's kind of how my dreams go sometimes. Like, my dreams will just change setting, but the same characters will be in them, and then the characters change. Like, I told you guys the dream that I had about Liam Neeson. I'm not going to go into detail.
Right.
Oh,
yeah. I've had some fuck dreams, bro.
Bad. That's bad, right? Like, so that's what the AI shit reminds me of. So I'm wondering, like, it's so similar. Is it only because AI is trying to copy, like, how we think, and is that why the visuals turn out that way?
Right, like, do they have enough,
the
like, pure data to be like, okay, I think I can get it. Like, being in a human's brain and how we work. Like, are we really, to a computer at least, are we that complex of creatures for them not to get?
Like, maybe we're not as complex as we think.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'd like to think we're these, oh my God, like, you know, these crazy creatures and we're so complex, smart and everything, but like AI is making us look I don't know, like it's just making us look like predictable, homie. Like,
bro, you're telling me. I literally followed a chick on Instagram yesterday and then found out she was AI.
Oh no.
I was like, oh, she's valid, let me give her a follow, and then it said AI info. I was like,
bro, it's scary.
It's just sad, bro.
It's scary. Like, it's a tough world.
I was like, let me get off Instagram for a little bit, bro.
It's kind of gotten to the point, though, where you see it now, and there's certain videos where it's like, all right, that's clearly AI. Or it'll be like now, people see it and are like, they don't just accept it. Not everybody, at least. Like, right. I'm one of those. If I see a video, I'm going to, like, go into the comments and figure out whether or not this is something that is, like...
Right.
But then you have the people who don't really look into shit, which is a lot of fucking people.
99%
and they just go with what they see.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you?
But, like, that's the scary thing with AI is, like, right, there's, like, some AI videos where you're like, oh, yeah, that's definitely AI, LOL. And then you're like... There's some videos where you're like, that was AI?
Really questioning it,
like,
bro.
You're really questioning shit now. Like, now it's on, like, what is real? What is fake? Like, is it all just blown to shit? Like, I don't know. The thing with AI is, like, if we're really going to keep advancing with this, and, you know, I hope it's for the betterment of society and all that, is that I just don't want it to, like, rob us of our creativity. Right? Like, I don't want it to be to where we're just relying on AI for everything all the time, this and that, like it's our only anchor. No, please.
It should just be a tool. We
still have to remember that we can be human and use our brains also. Like, we cannot rely, yes, technology for the betterment of society, for this and that, beautiful, amazing, benefits all the way. But let's, like, you know, keep in mind the gift we have that is a brain.
Yeah, man.
You know, like, let's use it, please, because
for real,
AI will I think it's getting to a point where it will literally rob us of all our creativity, work ethic, this and that. Because then how easy does it become to where if you just type up this and that, and then it does it for you, and you keep that pattern up, you're not going to have a work ethic.
Right.
You're not going to have to go, get your hands dirty. You become like the ultimate spoiled brat in that way.
That's easy to fall down that trap too.
Yeah.
We got to look out, man. They try to tell us in movies that AI was just going to take over, like on some Ultron or Terminator type stuff. But like the real danger is losing yourself to the AI.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because
I'll admit it, bro. I've generated a couple cover arts for like music with AI. You know what I mean?
Like
I didn't use them, but like
is AI a great tool for that in that regard? Yes. Amazing. Beautiful. But
it's a double-edged sword, man.
It's a double-edged sword, and it's very sharp on either side. So you do have to be careful how it's being wielded and everything.
Yeah.
Because it gets scary, bro. And we're just starting to get into where it's like, okay, a main thing now. Mm-hmm. Like when you go on your Insta feed, you're seeing something AI now. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed, you're seeing something AI. And it's like, okay, if it stays on the feeds, all right, great. But I don't want it AI to have access to nuclear codes and shit. Like, no, please, no.
It's a crazy thought right there.
That's wild, bro.
It's gonna push the red button.
Oh my god. The fact that there are red buttons out there, that's wicked also. The fact that there are nukes is pretty, like, did we not learn about
Einstein?
Hiroshima and that devastating thing? Like,
we can't help ourselves.
This is what I'm saying, like, going back to the beginning of the episode, it's like we always repeat our mistakes all the time.
Yep.
We are a species that never learns from our mistakes. Never, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's wild.
Motherfuckers are stubborn.
Oh my god.
Hard-headed.
I mean, think about it. When you think about it, like World War II and shit, it really wasn't that long ago, bro.
Right.
It was not that long ago. Like, there are some people still alive from that.
Yeah.
Genuinely. So
That's
it's
crazy.
like, it's fucked, bro. I mean, I love World War II. Don't get me wrong. I mean, not all the devastation and everything. No, that sounded crazy. I mean, just the history aspect of it, like learning of it, like if I will be the first one to raise my hand up in terms of watching a World War II movie.
Okay,
I'm there.
Got you.
But I'm just a history nerd in that fact. But yeah, that shit is crazy.
Nah, he fuck with the war.
He
fuck with the war?
You fuck with
no,
the war?
I don't fuck with the
That's
war.
the classic right there.
Yo, that shit is crazy, bro. Thank y'all for watching another Troofalay episode. It's your boys. We love y'all. Thank y'all. See you on the next one.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Adios.
Did you get any of that?